Okay, in this video we're going to discuss how to construct a raised vegetable flower bed with a self-watering system, also called a sub-irrigation watering system. You can see from the three boxes in front of me, the ones filled with dirt, completed self-watering boxes. These are similar to earth boxes and many of the other self-watering systems that you see out there. In this case, if I walk up close to one, you see some PVC pipe here. All the water is put into that pipe. That's how you water the plants. You put it into the pipe and you keep watering it until it fills up and the water comes out of this little drainage pipe here, which is just some plastic tubing. You can put a lot of water because the whole bottom third of these planter boxes is a reservoir collecting water, and then the roots of the plants draw up the water as they need moisture. If you come over here, you can see some partially constructed boxes, since I'm building two more of them. They're just made out of regular wood that I actually salvaged. Ideally, if you're going to buy the wood, I would buy 2x6s, which is what is used here, just stained or painted 2x6s, preferably pressure treated since you want it to last a long time. But these boards over here are bigger than 2x6s and they work fine as well. And this one over here I actually made out of, you might recognize it, an old redwood picnic table set. Like 30, 40 years ago, there used to be a lot of these redwood sets, and I found this one in the trash and made it into a box. On the floor of the boxes, I have some old plywood with drainage holes drilled in. You could see some of the drainage holes here. Probably could have made those holes a little bigger, but they're not for drainage of the actual watering system, since I showed you the little drain pipe that those come out of. And this is just for any extra water that might get down between the plastic and the box itself. In this box over here, you can see I've already lined it with plastic. If for a moment you just ignore the black tube in there, but you see an empty box lined with plastic. The kind of plastic I used was just from Home Depot. This 3.5 mil, that's the thickness, and it came in a roll of 10 feet by 25 feet, and that was enough for me to line two boxes, doubling up on the plastic so it's a few layers thick and folded in such a way so that it's covering the whole bottom of the box and up the walls of the box. And then I just stapled it to the walls of the box using a regular staple gun. After you've completed that part, then you're ready to put in this corrugated black drainage pipe. This is just the regular corrugated pipes. You've seen these before. You can get them at any home center. And there's two kinds. There's the kind that have the perforations, the little holes in them, as this one does. And that's the kind you want, because you want the water to be able to flow in and out of the pipe. You don't want the solid ones, and they do come in solid as well. But you cut a length about as much as you see here. These boxes, by the way, are 4 feet by 4 feet. And I've wrapped this black corrugated drainage pipe in landscaping fabric. Again, you can get it at any home or garden store. Here's a partially used roll of it, along with the scissors and the duct tape that you'll need to cut it. And I've simply covered the entire corrugated drainage pipe with landscaping fabric and then duct taped it in place, including at the ends. You don't want any, and the purpose is to keep any dirt out of the pipe, because this pipe is to hold water. You don't want any of the dirt, which is going to cover this whole bed, you don't want that dirt getting into here. So as best you can, in any way you can, wrap it and tape it so that no dirt can get into the pipe. Now, conceivably, you could just leave this pipe out and just fill it with water, and the dirt that's in the bottom 5 inches or so would just become saturated with water, and the roots draw that up. But this pipe adds a lot more volume of water that can be added to the bottom of the box, which means a lot less watering on your part. Okay, the next step is some of this PVC pipe that I showed you earlier for the fill holes. And you can see I've cut a little piece there with a hacksaw. So I'm going to take that over and show you how it fits into my corrugated drainage pipe. Hopefully you can see in the video here that I've cut a hole into the pipe just with a utility knife. And that's just so I can fit in my pipe. I cut that on an angle just so when I put it in, it doesn't sit flush against the floor. It will allow the water to flow a little better. Not that crucial, but I think it would help a little. And there you see the drainage pipe in. Just like on these 3 completed boxes, you see 3 drainage pipes with the dirt already in it. This one now is ready to pretty much add the dirt. You can also see, okay, I didn't show you that, the green garden hose is my overflow. On the other one I showed you how I use this thinner plastic tubing, but I found, since these boxes are 3 years old now, that this starts to become brittle. So this time I'm using this green garden hose, which I think will last longer. And you can see that when the water comes up, this is all going to be dirt in here, but when the water goes in here, fills the drainage pipe, flows out of the drainage pipe into the dirt all around it, that when it becomes saturated, the water can then come out through this tube and drain out, so that the bottom third of this box will be saturated dirt and water, and the plants, which are on top, will draw as much moisture as they need to hydrate themselves. So at this point, I'm not going to show you the putting of the dirt in, since that'll take a while, but you can see the completed dirt boxes behind it, and that's pretty much it. Hope to hear from some of you. Hope to hear your own comments of how you may have improved items, and learning myself here, but this has worked well for me. I found that in the hottest part of the summer, I only need to water my vegetables once a week, filling the white PVC pipe. And again, you fill it until it comes out the side of the drainage tube, and it could take several minutes to fill it with the garden hose going full blast. But in the cooler times of the spring and when it's getting towards the fall, I don't have to fill that pipe maybe once every 3 weeks. So it really cuts down on watering time if you're having a garden for yourself. And if you're even going away for a week for a vacation and you fill it up before you go, you'll be fine with the water for your plants. So good luck with your own system. Hope to hear from you.